Good morning. It is Friday, September 6th, and this is Michigan Mornings from Ave Maria Radio and the Ave Maria Radio app. I'm Matthew Handley. Coming up, new polling shows how Catholics could vote in the upcoming election. But first, your local weather and this news. Two Nigerian brothers will spend 17 and a half years in federal prison for their roles in a sextortion scheme that caused the suicide of 17-year-old Jordan DeMay of Marquette. Samuel and Samson Ogoshi pleaded guilty in April to conspiring to sexually exploit a minor, and DeMay's mother, Jennifer Buda, called it a landmark day.
You know, no matter what sentence the judge would have given to these brothers, it doesn't change my life and that Jordan is not coming back. But they do have their time to serve for what they did to Jordan.
DeMay thought he was chatting with a girl on Instagram when he sent explicit photos to the account, which was traced to Nigeria. He killed himself when he was unable to pay them $1,000 to keep the photos private. A third suspect's extradition from Nigeria is still pending. Federal agents have taken over the investigation into someone flying a drone into Comerica Park in Detroit Wednesday night during a Green Day concert. The band was pulled from the stage mid-song, and the concert was paused for about 10 minutes. The FAA took over from Detroit police but have not spoken about the incident. No one was hurt, and a suspect was arrested outside the stadium. The Michigan Public Service Commission is offering an in-person opportunity to comment on a pending request by DTE Energy to raise their electric rates. The hearing will be held at Mumford High School on September 18th from 6 to 8 p.m. A panel of 3 MPSC members will be in the meeting to take feedback from the community members on the requested almost 10% hike on residential electric rates. The company says the request is driven by continued improvements to power reliability and cleaner energy. Corewell Health is celebrating the 50th anniversary of its neonatal intensive care unit. It was the first in West Michigan to open, and they treat over 1,200 babies from 38 counties in the state every year.
Stuff that we thought was the best for kids. 40 years ago we found out it wasn't good, but it was the best we knew. So things have totally changed.
That is Vicki Cook, who's been a nurse there for 45 years and says it's exciting to watch how the progress has been made. Cook says it gives you a perspective on how lucky and how fortunate you've been in your own life as she helps babies in the NICU survive. And Lansing's City Rescue Mission is now building a new homeless shelter that will have room for up to 350 people. The expansion will take up to 11 months to complete and will cost $10 million. The shelter is being built on West Kalamazoo Street and will be 3 stories. It is also being constructed on the same side of the street as the Capital Area Transit Authority hub to lower the risk of pedestrians from the buses being hit. You're listening to Michigan Mornings from Ave Maria Radio. Your weather's next. Now this.
Dr. Ray Guarendi.
I was raised in an Italian Catholic home. We went to church. That's what you did. And now that I'm older, I can't thank my parents enough for allowing me to know about our Lord, because ultimately the base that they gave me kept pulling me back to the Catholic Church, even though I wandered as a young adult.
We'll have showers and thunderstorms today that should taper off by the mid-afternoon. Our high in Detroit will be 72. Tonight, we may see some scattered showers pass through the area. Lows will dip to 51. Tomorrow will be cooler. We'll have mostly sunny skies and a high around 62. Sunday will be sunny with temperatures in the lower 70s, and it warms up again next week. Monday will be sunny with highs around 80. How will Catholics vote in the upcoming election? EWTN News and Real Clear Opinion Research conducted a poll, and Dr. Matthew Bunson, Vice President of EWTN News, shared the result on Ave Maria in the afternoon.
There was 1,000 Catholic voters.
Yep.
And what it found is that right now, Kamala Harris has a lead over President Trump by about 50 to 43 among Catholic voters. What is causing that? Well, the biggest issue right now, certainly from the Trump side, is that Kamala Harris owns about a 19-point lead among Catholic women voters.
Mm-hmm.
He commands a lead among Catholic male voters, 49 to 43. So there is a very clear gender gap that exists now among Catholic voters. And significantly, Kamala Harris is leading among almost every age group.
That's right.
For mass attendance, except for the youngest of the Catholic group. So Gen Z Catholics at least, don't seem all that sold yet on Kamala Harris, which I think it's a statistically almost insignificant lead of 44 to 43.
That's
so that's
right.
well within the margin of error. So again, these the youngest Catholics right now are the ones who seem, as I said, not exactly sold on her. But right now, she's positioned well to escape at least the very low job approval that President Biden has among Catholics, where it's a 49% disapproval and a 41% approval.
Mm-hmm.
How that's going to play out, we don't know yet. But one conclusion that we can take is that typically in these polls we have found that factors like mass attendance, how often you go to Mass,
Mm-hmm.
and how firmly you adhere to the teachings of the church have been pretty good barometers in the past election cycles to give us a good idea how someone's going to vote, the average Catholic voter. That seems not to be the case here. Catholics are pretty divided right now about where they're going to put their vote. In fact, right now, Trump is ahead among Mass-going Catholics only among what is a fairly small group, unfortunately, and that is daily Mass-goers, where he has a pretty sizable lead over her.
You can listen to the whole interview by going to the audio archives of Ave Maria in the Afternoon with Dr. Marcus Peter and going to hour number 2 of yesterday's episode. That does it for this edition of Michigan Mornings on a Friday. I'm Matthew Handley. I hope you have a great weekend. You can stay connected with me on X. I'm at Radio Handley. And Lord willing, I will talk to you again on Monday. Until then, goodbye.